October 17th, cannabis becomes legal in Canada. Today we're going to talk about cannabis beauty products. Joining me today is Kate, and she works at Lift & Co., which is what?
Lift & Co. is a website. We're at lift.co, and we are a cannabis information website. We're often referred to as the TripAdvisor for weed.
So with legalization coming, there are a lot of beauty products that have come out into the marketplace. I know that I was able to find some here. And what I was noticing is there's hemp, there's CBD, there's THC, and to be honest, I don't know what any of it means. So could you maybe explain first and foremost, what is hemp and how is that different from cannabis, or is it the same?
Yeah, so hemp is a type of cannabis sativa, and historically it's been used for its textile, for its fibers, so it has really thick stalks, and it's got all kinds of industrial purposes, but it also has a very high level of CBD, not so much THC. It's very rare that hemp would ever actually make you feel a high or anything like that. And we're starting to see hemp seeds in health food stores, hemp seed oil in health food stores, but in actuality, there's no therapeutic CBD levels in that hemp. It is merely, a moisturizer that's high in protein, but you won't find very much THC or CBD in hemp products that you buy at the store in Canada currently.
Okay, because one of the products that I was able to pick up was this Kush mascara. And when I read the ingredients and you read the ingredients, the only thing that was in here was cannabis sativa seed oil. And so when I read that, that's just referring to hemp.
It is. It's just referring to hemp, and it's just referring to what is legally available to sell in stores currently.
Okay.
CBD is still a controlled substance, and so we will not be seeing actual CBD or THC in beauty products at this time.
Okay.
So when you see something like Kush mascara, it does seem like it's more of sort of a marketing ploy than really speaking to the cannabinoids, the THC and the CBD that people love about cannabis products.
Okay, so this is really just those fibers that are going to probably build up my eyelashes.
It'll moisturize, yeah,
Okay.
at best. It will not have a therapeutic application.
So I'm not going to get high off of my mascara.
Unfortunately not.
Okay, and then so another category that I came across were CBD oil bath bombs and just CBD oil. So how does CBD oil or CBD differ from THC?
Yeah, so CBD is an anti-inflammatory, it's an analgesic, so it's a painkiller, and people who use CBD for medical purposes are really finding a lot of benefits there. It's not a miracle drug or anything like that, but if you have things like arthritis, it can be really beneficial. THC also has medical applications, but it's also, of course, the cannabinoid that people find makes them high, and so it also has a recreational aspect to it, but neither really should appear in any of these products. So currently, the only way you can find THC or CBD legally is through the government of Canada, through Health Canada,
okay.
if you're a registered medical consumer. For recreational purposes, post October 17th, I think we'll start to see it being loosened a little bit, but it's still, you won't be finding many beauty products with that substance quite yet because, again,
It's not legal.
It's not legal.
October 17th, when cannabis becomes legal in Canada, and say I want to track down a cream with CBD oil or a bath bomb with CBD oil or even something with THC, where would I go to get something that's going to be safe or that has been regulated?
Yeah, so thus far, the only two ways that you'll be able to get any type of CBD or THC after October 17th will be in dried flower form. So we're talking about actual cannabis, or in cannabis oil form. And so I think you'll expect to see those products get repurposed at home. So you'll see an increase in popularity of people making their own bath bombs at home. Maybe you'll start seeing more bath bombs at farmers markets and that kind of thing. But as far as it being, mass produced on some legal basis, it will probably be at least another 12 months before we start to see that happening. So when you do see CBD on labels, make sure you take a look at the package itself. Have a look to see where the CBD was derived from. Sometimes it won't tell you, which is a clue that perhaps there's no CBD in it. CBD doesn't make you feel high. Sometimes, you don't feel anything at all. And so, from a consumer standpoint, you really want to know what you're buying and what you're ingesting. It's not legal yet if it's not from a medical source. So if you're seeing this on health food stores, just make a decision as to A, how much you care if it's legal or not, and B, if you really believe that what's advertised on the label is actually inside the bottle.
Something else I came across were cannabis-inspired scents. And for me, I felt a little confused about that because I thought that cannabis isn't really an aroma that people want to smell like. So could you explain to me where this fits in the marketplace, if it does have any sort of effects?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. So it's called Cannabis Eau de Parfum. And if you look at the ingredients, there isn't actually any cannabis product in here. What there is something called limonene. And limonene is found in lots of different plants. It's a lemony smelling terpene, they call it. And there are, I think, about 6 major terpenes that cannabis researchers are really starting to focus on more and more, because they believe that those terpenes, which are what give cannabis that really distinctive smell and flavor, also play into the effects. So limonene, is thought to make you feel relaxed or alert. Some people find it makes them quite anxious, actually, when you have sort of a bad experience with cannabis. Sometimes limonene is thought to be the culprit. But what that means is that, presumably there's some limonene in here, and there will be some cannabis type aroma to that perfume. I don't think you'll actually smell like, a bag of weed.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
I mean, this one's kind of interesting. Indica, because this is an indica bath salt product called Soak It Up. Once again, when you look at the ingredients and see what's actually in here, there is a hops extract. Hops is kind of similar to cannabis, and there's an essential oil blend, so there could be some level of hemp oil in there. However, it's being advertised as an indica, which is really one of the types of cannabis. So you've got sativa, and then you've got indica. Indica's thought to make you feel sleepy and couch locked. People will say all the time, indica into couch, because indicas have a tendency to sort of make you stay at home.
So this is really just being advertised to help you relax.
Yeah, so it's a bath salt that's advertised to say, it promotes good sleep because it presumably has some of this cannabis indica in it, but unfortunately it does not. Doesn't mean that it won't make you sleepy, but there is not any cannabis in it.
Okay, so with legalization, October 17th happens. I decide that I'm gonna have an incredible bath. I'm gonna load myself up with CBD oil bath bombs. Is there any chance that I could overdo CBD oil or THC oil and I end up in the hospital?
Oh, wow. There is a slight chance. I mean, if you slipped and fell, or if you actually ingested a high level of THC. But generally with CBD bath bombs, you won't really feel much of anything. Some people will experience a bit of a body buzz, particularly if they ingest a little bit of THC. So if they had, a couple puffs on a vape pen or something like that before getting in the bath, that could actually be a really lovely body buzz kind of experience that's pretty low key. The only time you'll really feel uncomfortable with cannabis is if you actually, orally ingest too much, either by smoking too much, vaping too much, or or with edibles, which is really one of the more common negative experiences that people have. They try a little bit of like a cannabis-infused chocolate. They don't feel anything right away. So then it's very common for people to go and ingest a bunch more, and then they have an awful experience. So if you're trying edibles for the first time, certainly go low and slow. That's sort of the motto at Lift & Co. Make sure you're with friends and people who can kind of keep you centered and grounded should anything unpleasant happen.
So I will not end up at the hospital.
No, you will not end up at the hospital. No one has ever died of a cannabis overdose, particularly around beauty products. These are very safe. Just make sure you know what's in them before you use them.
Absolutely. One of the things that I don't have on this table of beauty products, but I know that's out there, are cannabis infused lubricants.
Yeah, so those are all natural lubricants. They are for, external use, and, very similar to the bath salt. It's sort of more of a relaxing, lubricating experience. It is not something that will actually make you feel high, unless, with some people, it's not always the case, but if you do ingest a small amount of THC along with using your lube, that can be a fun experience in bed, but you're not going to have, some kind of crazy trip or anything like that. It's a pretty low-key experience.
In October, I'm going to be traveling, and say I want to take my Kush mascara with me. It is legal for me to travel to, say, the next province, but what if I want to go down to the States or to Europe? What do I do with my cannabis beauty products then?
So if there is any cannabis in them, which means, if there is CBD or THC in those products, then you really want to be careful and not bring them with you when you're traveling abroad. So, products like this CBD is not legal in the United States, and you could actually get banned from entering the United States in the future if you try to bring CBD with you, or also even if you admit to ever trying cannabis in your lifetime. So really try to avoid having those conversations. That might mean maybe you'll leave your Kush mascara at home if you think it might generate some more questions around cannabis and your consumption. But as far as just the product itself, there's nothing illegal in it. It is just hemp seed oil. This is a substance that's used all over the place, including the United States, and you should be just fine to travel with it.
Kate, when I'm looking for beauty products, when I'm reading the label, I know that now I have to look for CBD, THC, limonene, and what else do I have to look for?
Yeah, well, look for hemp seed oil or hemp oil, because that is the legal beauty product or beauty ingredient that you'll find in products, and it does have wonderful benefits. It's really moisturizing, it's all natural, it's high in protein. So just because there isn't CBD or THC in a cannabis-oriented beauty product doesn't mean that it's not a good one. It just means that there's false advertising.
Excellent. And for more cannabis beauty knowledge, I can always look at your website.
Yeah, visit lift.co for more information about cannabis and cannabis beauty products.
Excellent. Well, I hope this helps everybody. October 17th, enjoy your cannabis beauty products.